Monthly board meeting of the Shell Rock River Watershed District for January 14th, 2025. I'll call to order. Please call roll.
Manager Bakken.
Here.
Manager Hanson.
Aye.
Manager Kramer.
Here.
Manager Lee.
Aye.
Manager Delger.
Aye. Item number 2, public forum. We have one person here today who signed in. You'd like to speak?
Yeah, my name is Kathy Lebor. I really just have a question, organizational question, and that is where, I've looked on your webpage, your Facebook page, I've looked through your rules, but looking for where your official publication of notice of these minutes. I see out here you have official notice and there's nothing about today's meeting. I've looked in the Tribune. I do appreciate the live streaming and the information if you sign up for what Leah sends out to community members, but what is your, where, and just looking for clarification, what is your official notice? That's it.
Well, don't we usually get it in the Tribune?
So you want to know where the meeting is noticed or the minutes?
Where the notice that the meeting or hearings are posted so that we're not in violation of the open meeting law.
No, it's in the Tribune.
And how far in advance?
Within 2 weeks, I believe it is.
Okay, thank you. And I don't see anything on your website today. There was no notice on Facebook. If this is official, there's nothing, as we all can see on this note. Just looking for some clarification there. I will look back in the Tribune.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we don't have it on our Facebook notified there. So people do look, they can see that. Suppose we could put that.
It's on our website calendar.
Yeah.
It's in the Tribune.
But you have no agenda on your webpage today for today's meeting.
We'll see what we can do with that.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Item number 3. Approval of the agenda. Are there any additions, corrections, or deletions?
Mr. Chair, we do have one addition. It'll be item 6D. And that'll be a motion to approve a letter of support for the Winnebago River Watershed Management Coalition. They're applying or submitting an application to the Iowa DNR for planning funds for the Shell Rock Winnebago watershed within the state of Iowa.
So would someone like to make that motion with that addition?
So moved.
By Manager Lee, do I have a second?
A second.
Second by Manager Kramer. Any discussion? Hearing none, will you please call roll?
Manager Bakken.
Aye.
Manager Hanson.
Aye.
Manager Kramer.
Aye.
Manager Lee.
Aye.
Manager Delger.
Aye, motion carried. Item number 4, consent agenda. The following items will be acted upon without discussion in accordance with the staff recommendation and associated documents unless a manager requests opportunity for discussion. A, minutes of the December 10th, 2024 Shell Rock River Watershed District regular board meeting. B, December 2024 treasurer's report subject to audit. C, December 2024 project fund treasurer's report subject to audit. D, authorized payment of claims. E, authorized payment of project fund disbursements. And F, quarterly transfer. I have a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Manager Kramer, do I have a second?
Second.
Manager Lee, any discussion? Hearing none, will you please call roll?
Manager Bakken.
Aye.
Manager Hanson.
Aye.
Manager Kramer.
Aye.
Manager Lee.
Aye.
Manager Delger.
Aye, motion carried. Item number 5, natural resource technician Mike Waffles.
Not a lot to update on, but we are trying to get some grant funding for some aquatic invasive species removal. Started to look at different options to take care of some of that curly leaf on Fountain. I've been in contact with aquatic invasive species specialist out of Mankato. We're gonna look into some options, the best way to take care of that, clean some of that up.
It's good, that'll make a lot of people happy.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else? They don't have the buoys in the water anymore because.
Well, came out, yeah.
Good, okay. Well, on to item number 6, project manager, program manager, Courtney Phillips.
Yeah, so Chair, our program project manager is out this morning for some personal reasons. So you'll have to listen to me again. So bear with me. The first item on the agenda is item A, out-of-state travel request to Dubuque, Iowa. This would occur February 23rd through the 26th. This is for a conference that's going on in Dubuque, Iowa. One of the sessions that they're having is regarding our Shell Rock River restoration project that we did. We have the Minnesota DNR speaking at this, along with the contractor who worked for us to install that restoration project. And they've asked Courtney to attend again, just to give any insight in the project. So looking for approval for out-of-state travel for the program project manager, February 23rd to the 26th.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
By Manager Kramer, do I have a second?
Second.
By Manager Hanson, any discussion? Hearing none, will you please call roll?
Manager Buckin,
Aye.
Manager Hanson,
Aye.
Manager Kramer,
Aye.
Manager Lee,
Aye.
Manager Delger.
Aye, motion carried.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Item B is a motion to approve the 2025 cost share and incentive program. As of right now, the cost share and incentive program that we have strictly with the Shell Rock River Watershed District is the rain barrels. Again, if you remember, we do $10 cost share up to 3 rain barrels per customer. So looking to approve that. However, I do want to note we do have other cost share programs through our WeBIF grant or grant with Bowser. This is for items such as well sealing, cover crops. Trying to think what else is on there.
Stormwater ponds in it all. Yeah.
We do not have stormwater ponds on our cost share incentive as of right now. With budget, we actually pulled that one out. 2 reasons: one, it wasn't really getting used, and third, we just had pushed those funds to other locations. But yeah, looking to approve a motion for the 2025 cost share incentive program, which includes the incentive for the rain barrels.
Do I have that motion?
So moved.
By Manager Buckin, do I have a second?
Second,
By Manager Lee, any discussion?
is there for shoreline restoration for people, is there anything money for that?
Not this year, no. We took that out again for budgetary reasons. Mainly because we're not sure what the cost of the dredging are going to be. So
Okay.
we pulled the ones that this one because it was the most used cost share program that we have. With shoreline incentives, I think we've done when we did have the program, we did one in like the last 10 years. So
Okay. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, will you please call roll?
Manager Buckin,
Aye.
Manager Hanson,
Aye.
Manager Kramer, Manager Lee,
Aye.
Manager Delger.
Aye, motion carried.
thank you, Mr. Chair. Just a few project updates on Courtney's end. One of the projects that is being worked on right now is the Panicum Prairie project down by the state line. They are out there right now. They have done the 2 main scrapes in those 2 areas. They will be starting this scrape here. I think later this week. So again, that project is in progress. They did also get the culvert connecting these 2 sides, the wetland. So that project is in process. It should be completed here in the next couple of weeks. Yeah.
The frost or the freezing hasn't held them up at all.
No, I mean, it is peatier soil, so it does stay a little bit warmer. Courtney said it is actually, the scrapes are going real well. So I think we have the right balance of enough freeze and just the right material that is coming out pretty well. So
Good.
another update is we did receive our CPL grant that we applied for. This grant again was to purchase 3 acres. These 3 acres are next to the Bancroft targeted acquisition. Looking at purchasing these just because of the wetland restoration we're looking at could encroach on this property. And it's also kind of a dead end property between the ditch. So that was approved. The total amount for that project is $27,500. And that's what we were awarded through the Clean Partner Legacy funds. So. Item D is the last item under the project and program manager. Again, this is the item we added. This is a motion to approve a letter of support again for the Winnebago River Watershed Management Coalition. Again, they reached out to us and asked if we would write a letter of support for their coalition. This letter of support is for an application that they are working with the Iowa DNR on a comprehensive water quality management planning grant. They've also asked us to sit on their committee. So that will probably be coming in front of the board as well. Because I'm assuming their committee meetings are going to be held somewhere down in Iowa, Northwood, Mason City area. So we'll have to have some discussion on that. But again, right now, just looking for a motion to approve a letter of support.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Manager Lee, do I have a second?
Second.
Manager Hanson. Any discussion? Hearing none, will you please call roll?
Manager Bakken?
Aye.
Manager Hanson?
Aye.
Manager Kramer?
Aye.
Manager Lee?
Aye.
Manager Delger?
Aye, you carried.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Item number, oh, you're still got something going on? Oh,
I'm sorry.
yeah. Item number 7, Administrator Andy Henschel.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Again, quite a few housekeeping things on the agenda today, especially A through G. This is all the yearly housekeeping that we do at the beginning of the year. So the first is item A is a motion to approve a federal standard or a state standard audit. And I'm assuming there's going to be some discussion on this one. So if we can get a motion and a second, and then I'll go over some of the details that I have received from our accountant.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Manager Kramer, do I have a second?
Second.
Manager Lee. We'll go into discussion.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So just some quick notes. I know we did bring this up a little bit when we were going and reviewing our audit in 2024, which was for 2023. We've always done the federal audit, again, which is above and beyond what we need to do for the state of Minnesota. I believe the reason that we've always done the federal audit was for the chance that we receive federal funding, federal grants. If you're not aware, if you have federal grants that are above $750,000, you need to do a federal audit. However, with the audit requirements, there is an increasing price to a federal audit versus the state audit. Roughly right now, if we were to go with the state of Minnesota requirements, we'd be looking at about $14,500 for an audit. If we continue with the federal requirements, it's going to cost us roughly $4,000 more at $18,500. I will say, again, we've always done the federal audit. I know it's a couple of managers that would like to stick with the federal audit just because of the local option sales tax and do the more stringent audit. However, I will say, talking with Andy Burnow, there has been more requirements that are being added to the federal reporting, and that's why costs are going up.
Does that offer much benefit for us as a district to stay with the more stringent audit, or will the new requirements, does that pass any reduction in liability or anything like that to us as a board or as a entity?
I'm not an auditor, so I can't answer that question specifically. What I can say is, you know, if we do plan on going after, you know, large chunks of federal dollars, we are advised that if we're looking at that, to not switch. It's easier just to keep doing what we're doing, than it would be to switch to Minnesota state standards and then move into the federal standards.
So as we look at moving down into Albert Lee Lake, we're gonna need some federal funds out of that too. So it makes more sense to me to stay where we're at than to go to the state on and then try to go back.
Correct, but the biggest thing is just to make you aware of the price increase to keep doing this federal audit.
Do we have any sense of how much difference there'd be? For example, if we would from state audit for 2 years and then year 3 decided we need to go back to federal, I'm assuming there'd be more than, and obviously we don't know what the cost is gonna be in the future, but just kind of gauging where it's at. The time required to go back to get us to the federal standard, would that be a pretty significant chunk of money then to?
I believe so, and I believe that's why our auditor is telling us that.
Okay.
That if we're going to look at federal funds, not to switch, because it's way easier just to keep doing and cheaper to keep doing what we're doing. Yeah, it is a $4,000 increase from a state audit. However, I believe from what he's telling us is that it's a lot of less hassle to just keep doing what we're doing than if we were to.
He said it'd be a lot more work. If you switched it to state, it'd be a lot more work to switch it back to federal.
Okay.
So
Can I move to approve the federal standard?
Yeah.
I move to approve the federal
Got a
audit
motion on the
standard.
table that wasn't clear, so.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
It is kind of a motion to approve the federal or the state.
yeah, so okay, so we gotta let that die.
Come in.
So what do we do?
The first motion wasn't clear, it didn't say federal or
Right.
state. So I think you just call for a vote and they let it go and then
Second.
we'll ask for a new motion.
Second,
Right, well, who did the first?
I seconded the first. I seconded the first motion, which was on the table to approve either or.
Okay, gotcha, we're in discussion. Yeah, can't be confused when we're on liquid right now. Okay, any more discussion? Yeah, please call roll.
Manager Bakken,
Nay.
Manager Hanson,
No.
Manager Kramer,
No,
Manager Lee,
No,
Manager Dilger.
No. Motion carried.
So did we just eliminate the approval of either?
Yes, we just, yeah, we're gonna call for a new motion now.
So now we just want a motion to approve the federal standard audit for 2025, the 2024 audit.
So moved.
Good, okay, good. Motion by Hanson,
I'll second.
by Kramer. Any discussion? So this is going to be to stay with the federal audit.
Yes. Just one comment, I think if we're like Manager Lee said, if we're looking at Alberta Lake or sales tax, I think it's a great idea to stay with the federal for 1 more year.
Yes,
Thank you.
we can always change.
Right.
For that, then, Leah, please call roll.
Manager Bakken,
Aye.
Manager Hanson.
Aye.
Manager Kramer.
Aye.
Manager Lee,
Aye.
Manager Dilger.
Motion carried.
Hope they're all in.
No, the rest of this will be pretty easy. All right,
Terrible.
item B is a motion to approve audit services with Hill, Larson, Wolf, and Benda. Again, these are all just housekeeping at the beginning of the year. Hill, Larson, Benda is who we've used for the last 10 years, longer. So again, just housekeeping items.
Motion, by Manager Bakken, do I have a second? Second by Manager Hanson, any discussion? Hearing none, Leah, please call roll.
Manager Bakken.
Aye.
Manager Hanson.
Aye.
Manager Kramer.
Aye.
Manager Lee,
Aye.
Manager Dilger.
Aye, motion carried.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Item C is motion to approve continued services with Taft Law. Taft Law is our law firm that we work with on personnel issues. Again, we have not used them in 3+ years, but this allows us the ability that if we do have personnel issues that come up, that we can reach out to Taft Law to deal with those.
Do I have a motion?
So
By Manager Hanson, do I have a second?
Second.
Manager Lee, any discussion? Hearing none, will you please call roll?
Manager Bakken?
Aye.
Manager Hanson?
aye.
Manager Kramer?
Aye.
Manager Lee?
Aye.
Manager Delter?
Aye, motion carried.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Item D is a motion to approve continued services with Peterson, Coker, Hayton, Benda. Again, this is the attorneys that we use for daily business and projects.
Do I have a motion?
So
By Manager Kramer, do I have a second?
Second.
By Manager Lee, any discussion? Hearing none, will you please call roll?
Manager Bakken?
aye.
Manager Hanson?
Aye.
Manager Kramer?
Aye.
Manager Lee?
Aye.
Manager Delter?
Aye, motion carried.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Item E is a motion to approve continued services with Americana Insurance for all insurance needs for the Shell Rock River Watershed District.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
By Manager Hanson, do I have a second?
Second.
By Manager Kramer, any discussion? Hearing none, will you please call roll?
Manager Bakken?
Aye.
Manager Hanson? Manager Kramer?
Aye.
Manager Lee?
Aye.
Manager Delter?
Aye, motion carried.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Item F is a motion to designate the Elderly Tribune as its official legal newspaper.
Do I have that motion?
So moved.
By Manager Hanson,
Second.
by Manager Bakken, any discussion? Hearing none, will you please call roll?
Manager Bakken?
Aye.
Manager Hanson?
Aye.
Manager Kramer?
Aye.
Manager Lee?
Aye.
Manager Delter?
Aye, motion carried.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Item G is motion to designate U.S. Bank as a depository for the district funds.
I have a motion. First,
So moved.
Manager Lee, do I have a second?
Second.
And Manager Kramer, any discussion? Hearing none, will you please call roll?
Manager Bakken?
Aye.
Manager Hanson?
Aye.
Manager Kramer?
Aye.
Manager Lee?
Aye.
Manager Delter?
Motion carried.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The next two items are just items for the board managers to be aware of. Item H, board manager reminder for the statement of economic interest. You should be receiving these in the mail. Again, please fill those out and return those back to the state. And the same goes for item I, which is a reminder for the conflict of interest requirements by the state. So please, again, when you receive those in the mail, sign them and then send them back.
There's two of those?
I've only done one ever.
Yeah, I had another one too. Statement of economic interest.
You can allow me.
Conflict of interest one is internal, so
Yeah.
we'll make sure we get that to you guys.
Oh, yeah, because we do that.
Yeah.
More.
I think you've already signed it when you were sworn in.
I did.
It's a long time ago.
Like a month ago.
Statement of economic interest, I mean, that to do with.
That's a hard time to read.
January 20th, I mean, it's.
Yeah, by the end of the month.
Yeah.
You could do it online too, and they give you your username, so.
I actually did it the same day I got it. It's unbelievable for me. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, item J is the 2025 session priorities. This is the priorities that the Minnesota Watersheds Organization prioritized for their 2025 legislative session. I believe they have two priorities, and Brad, I'll probably be looking at you to help me a little bit on this because I know you've been working on it as part of Minnesota Watersheds Board Manager. But their two priorities are one, the fluoride issue, and the second being the permitting timeframe issue. So the resolution that we passed at our board was taken up at Minnesota Watersheds and was listed as one of their top priorities for 2025. Brad, anything I'm missing on that?
No, I think on the chloride issue, just trying to come up with a compromise between, on the one side, there's the like landscapers and salt applicators who want to have some reasonable protection of liability. On the other hand, trial lawyers who want to make sure that there's a proper accountability structure. And on the side, as far as, you know, what our board drafted and sent, I mean, a lot of other watersheds and SWCDs around the state are having the same challenge. So it's a very timely issue. Thank you for leading that.
Yeah, and I will say, you know, as we're talking here today, you know, we're now at 230 days since we applied for our permit to dredge Fountain Lake. And we still don't have a permit. So again, it's a very long and tedious process, it seems. You know, there's still no clarity on a timeline from the DNR. And I'll sort of stop there because I'll get into it in the next item. So item K is the Fountain Lake Restoration East Main Bay, Bancroft Bay update. Again, staff, including board manager Dan DeBoer, met with our local representatives, Gene Dornick and Peggy Bennett. We met up at the Capitol at the Senate building. We met with Assistant Director of DNR, Bob Meyer, and the Director of Environmental something, it's a long title, Katie Smith. And again, the main talking points are again what the district has done as far as showing burden of proof of why we feel that this dredging project is important for Fountain Lake and the citizens of Albert Lea. I will say, you know, I also had 4 of our engineers there. We had some really good handouts for them to review, ask questions. You know, I would like to say the meeting went well and they said we'd have a permit by, you know, the end of January. However, it doesn't seem to work that way. However, they said they would get back to us with a timeline of what we could expect for the permitting process. We should have that by the end of the week here. You know, and what we will do is, you know, keep the pressure on them. We will be, of course, continuing to keep Representative Bennett and Senator Dornick up to speed and help us keep this moving and keep it a priority for the DNR to, again, hopefully get permitted. I told them our drop dead date, if we were going to dredge in 2025, would be the end of February. And I think that's still pushing it. I mean, I think it's still going to be tough for us to bid the project and get good bids just because most companies, I'm assuming, already have their 2025 schedule pretty full. But we can have those talks once we get there. Some other conversations that we've had internally is potentially putting this out for bid prior to having the permits. I don't have, you know, any of that stuff written up for you guys at this point of what the potential liabilities would be for the district, but we'll be working on that as well. But just to know that we continue to put the pressure on the DNR to, you know, at least work with us to look at what we've presented to them and hopefully give us a permit. I can tell you a couple of the sticking points are one, of course, is the Blandings turtle. However, at this point, they tell us we can give you a permit for East Main Bay if you want to hold off on your Bancroft Bay permit. And I'm like, well, to me, that don't make sense. You're talking about a distance of 400 yards. If you're worried about the Blandings turtle in Bancroft Bay, why would we not be concerned about the Blandings turtle in East Main Bay? They've also discussed our water quality monitoring. As you know, we did Delph 3D, which is a pretty elaborate model, about a $400,000 model. DNR and PCA would prefer to use $1,000 or $2,000 model with Flux 32. So that's what they're comparing our data to. You're taking a $4,000 or a Mercedes and comparing it to a Pinto. It don't make sense. Their models take a snapshot in time, where our model takes years of data into time and shows the different results. The other thing that they fail to see is the lack of or the consequences that Bancroft Bay has on the rest of the lake. What they're saying is Bancroft Bay is not impaired for impairments. However, it releases basically all the nutrients that impair East Main Bay. So we can't fix East Main Bay until we fix the impairments that are coming up Bancroft Bay. And why they can't understand that is beyond me. One of the other issues is, of course, the vegetation. They're looking at and saying that it's pristine habitat in Bancroft Bay. They fail to see all of our vegetation surveys back there. There's pretty much 3 monocultures back there. It's not a diverse aquatic vegetation. In Bancroft Bay, you have basically coontail, yellow lily, and curly leaf, which is an invasive species. Yellow, what's the word I'm looking for? Lily is a very aggressive lily pad species. Again, which we are not looking at removing all of the vegetation in Bancroft Bay. So we feel that there's probably about a 95% chance that this vegetation will come back even once we do dredge. One of the other things that we've gone above and beyond is told them if we don't see vegetation back in Bancroft Bay within 3 to 5 years, we will develop a adaptive management plan where we would actually look at going back in Bancroft Bay and looking at trying to transplant or basically generate some vegetation to grow back in Bancroft Bay. The other note that we looked at, I don't know if you've seen it in the bills, but we did have JF Brennan come out with a SHRP. I know we had it posted on Facebook. They did some additional sediment depths for us back in Bancroft Bay here in December 16th, I believe it was. And for most of the bay since 2006, when the last time we did the sediment depths back there, has filled in about another 9/10 of a foot. So we're getting a lot of sedimentation also in Bancroft Bay, which is another reason for us to look at dredging back in that area. Those are the key points that they have. We feel that beyond a reasonable doubt, we have answered every question that they've asked us within Bancroft Bay. But again, it's the #1 sticking point for this permit. So with that,
So we can't, I mean, if we don't do Bancroft Bay, we can't get off the impaired list, basically. So how can we separate that, or how can they separate that and then take our own lake off the impaired list?
great question.
This is an issue that us as managers get asked about all the time. I'm sure staff gets asked all the time, you know, what's going on with the dredging and it's just a frequent issue that we talk about and it's the epitome of bureaucratic failure is what we're seeing. I mean, what we've had to go through to get this permit, all the hard work you've had to do and just seeing the DNR treat us like this from a bureaucratic, just not locals, as a citizen, as a resident, taxpayer, board member, on all those fronts, I find this appalling. And think we as residents need to remember who's putting us through this, so.
Yeah, and I think, one thing to note again is, this is why we brought the resolution to Minnesota watersheds. And the main reason for the resolution that we sent was because what we went through the first time. And just to remind you, right now, there is no state statute that if you have to do an EAW, there is no set time frame for the DNR to basically issue a permit. So that's what our resolution is trying to fix, is that if there's an EAW needed, then the date from the negative declaration, DNR has, I think we have 60 days or 90 days for a permit to be approved. If they don't get back to you, basically you can move forward with your project. However, this time, DNR is doing it a little bit different. One, it would be the same if it would be the same as we did the first time. However, this time they're basically delaying us by saying we have an incomplete permit. So if I go on to MPARS right now, for this 230 some days, what they're saying is our permit's not complete. However, you can look through MPARS and you can see all the dialogue, all of the back and forth, all the information that they requested that we've submitted. But our permit is still in their system as an incomplete or reviewing for completeness. So now DNR just has another way to delay this permit process. And to me, those are the things that need to be fixed. And I think that's what the district's resolution, along with Minnesota Watersheds, is trying to do. Like I said, I had a meeting about our project with the assistant director. I have 2 more meetings this week with Minnesota Watersheds and the assistant director, because like Brad said, we're not the only watershed. There's about 10 other watershed districts out there having the same problems with different types of permits. And it's definitely an issue. So we will continue to work on those issues with the DNR and with the permit.
Maybe one takeaway if there's any viewers, members of the public, keep sending those letters and keeping the pressure on the DNR. It sounds like you've heard some feedback from the DNR that, boy, they've gotten a lot of letters and pushback from our residents, so keep that up.
Absolutely.
So the legislation will just make them hurry up, but they can still refuse to grant a permit.
Absolutely.
It just makes them hurry up, basically.
At least gives the entity requesting the permit a timeline.
Right.
And it doesn't.
Instead of allowing them to stall with.
Yeah, right now we're just spinning our wheels, spending more money, more taxpayer money. Fighting them basically is what we're doing, and trying to argue our case. This at least puts a timeline on them of how much we can argue. Absolutely, they can still say no, but
They
then
can
that
still
also,
say no.
but that also gives us a different mechanism to go
Correct.
after,
Correct.
which now we have not. We're still as one of our engineers says, we're in permit purgatory.
You're in the agency hopes you go away.
Well, I'm here to tell them that we're not going to.
Well, it lasts this administration.
Yeah. All right, any other questions on dredging East Main Bay and Bankrupt Bay?
One question, we've talked about a barge and an excavator and a type deal to do the upper end. Is that a more environmentally feasible or option for us than regular dredging. For the landing turtle or landing turtle.
I can't give you a definite answer on that. I would say they're probably gonna look at it as a more destructive
Yeah.
method than a cutter head. Especially when it comes to turbidity. Because a cutter head eats the soil and then sucks it in, or a backhoe, whatever falls off, it just resuspends. So I can't tell you 100% either way. I think they would look at it as more destructive than a cutter head suction dredge.
So could we look into purchasing an excavator then?
I don't think so.
Oh, let's bring that motion.
Well, it's just ridiculous at that time it takes to get this done. We've done it twice on Fountain Lake. Let's get it done, third time, so.
I couldn't agree more. All right, item I is a update on the confined disposal facility CDF cleanup update. The update I have is they should be done excavating the inner cell of cell 1 this week. They're pretty much just in cleanup mode on the inside of the cell, removing material. They will be here in the next week or two working on some of the soil erosion controls, putting in some additional silt fencing areas. They'll be haying it. They can't cut it in, but they will be using the dozers to try to knife whatever they can in the trees. Or mulch, yeah, excuse me. There is quite a bit that will have to be cleaned up in the spring, especially some of the disposal site areas. So that finished work and seeding will be done in the spring of 2025. However, they do have pretty much the entire site, our entire cell, excuse me, cleaned out. So we will be working on getting those final surveys to report back to the board. We will still have the retainage that we will not pay out until after the spring has passed and we make sure everything's seeded and stable as far as the disposal sites. So any questions on the CDF cleanout? All right, hearing none, moving on to the last item, item M. This is a country club sale update. We did close on the country club on December 27th at 3 p.m. With Alita. The final price was right around $257,000. Again, $7,000 of that was for closing costs that were they were responsible for. So again, we received a check, I believe, Carm, 245 after.
I don't know off the top.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But that will again pay for all closing costs and the sale price of $250,000. So any questions on that? All right, hearing none, Mr. Chair, that is all I have.
Okay, item number 8. Manager items. Are there any manager items?
I went to the December 17th board meeting. And they set the tax levy at 3.9%. The levy is $28.49 million, and the budget was set at, it's like $75 million. And then I wasn't able to get to the meeting, first meeting in January, but they did elect Brad Edwards as chair again and Nicole Ekstrom as vice chair. That's what I got.
Couple of comments, please.
Sure. Lenny, here.
There's a couple things. The county hasn't filled the half position for the county ditch inspector. Dave Clausen is half-time position, And the county was working on it, I think in November or so. And I don't know if they didn't get enough candidates or whatever, but so that's still gonna be filled, I guess. And then we got some work on the county ditches with, when we get it full-time. Two full-time or two part-time guys, I guess is what I'm saying. So there's some work on JD number 9 on the 2-stage ditch, and then we have any trees over the tile line, but I'd like to coordinate with the county and see if we can take care of that, so. Thank you.
Any other manager items?
I attended the DNR roundtable on Friday, under the Minnesota Watersheds umbrella, kind of asked to attend it, so. It's a lot of sessions by the DNR, got into some different seminars that I wouldn't normally get at, say, a watershed event, just different types of funding and stuff like that. So interesting event, learned a few things, but and then also I'll be starting as SWCD board now. So if anybody has any questions on this board, like my goal between both boards is make sure we're efficient. There's nothing being dropped in the middle, that we don't have more say redundant things going on between both entities, so that we can be efficient for the community. So any board members, if you have questions or just want to know, look into anything, be happy to.
Good. Anything else? Hearing none, we're going up for item 9. Upcoming meetings. After this meeting, we have our best value bidding training. So hopefully everyone can stick around for that. And to be determined a dredge meeting. And our next board meeting is February 11th. Anything else?
Nope, just a reminder, the best value, supposed to start at 9:15, it's now 9:17, so I actually took more time than I thought I would. But again, for the managers that attend that, that will make you then eligible to sit on the best value committee that will rank and score the bids that come in for that dredging project. So the more we can have attend that, better or easier it is for us then to schedule that, because we have them, the people that we need to go through that process.
That be the motion to adjourn.
So move.
And Manager Kramer, do we have a second?
Second.
Manager Hanson. Will you please call roll?
Manager Bracken,
Aye.
Manager Hanson,
Aye.
Manager Kramer,
Aye.
Manager Lee,
Aye.
Manager Belcher.
Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you.